think like a toddler. Think like you did, each of us, when we were 5 years old, with an imagination and a self-confidence and a sort of free thinking that is unencumbered by cynicism and conformity.
I want to welcome you to Humans in Business, where we go beyond a typical business video series, focusing not on the what, but the who. Today, I'm joined by one of my all-time favourite humans, Paul Lindley. Fueled by a powerful mission to achieve a richer world through opportunities, compassion, and ideas, Paul is a hugely inspirational human and an award-winning British entrepreneur. He is the founder of Ella's Kitchen, an innovative brand of organic baby food built on a core social mission. They have had over 100 million in sales across 40 countries and have served over 1 billion servings of their organic baby food. He is the founder of the Key is E, supporting African entrepreneurs. He's chair of the London Child Obesity Taskforce and Robert F. Kennedy's Human Rights UK, and he's the chair of Social Toast too. He wrote the book Little Wins, The Power of Thinking Like a Toddler, has been given an OBE for his services. He's a father, husband, and genuinely one of the nicest, caring men I've ever met. Paul, thank you so much for having a chat to me today. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
What fun.
So, okay, first question. You say that your family has really inspired your mission and your purpose. Can you tell us a bit more about what your mission and your purpose is?
Well, I guess it took me about 40 years to find it, but I'm really clear in my head now. It's really, I think, we've all got an opportunity to make this world richer in opportunities, compassion and ideas. I think all of those things should be unlimited for human beings, and I think what I try to do for the next 20, 30, 40 years, whatever I've got left, is to try and push that so that more people get those things.
How did your family inspire that? What about them and what about how they brought you up has inspired this mission?
I've taken a lot of time thinking about this, and I only just worked it out in the last few years, but really I know that I think this world should have more opportunity for people, more compassion with people, and more ideas to flow from people. So making the world richer in those three things is what I try and spend my time doing now.
Yeah. I love that you did a talk recently, and I actually have a quote here, what you said in the talk. I think it was the IOD talk that you did, which was called, is it Humanising Business?
Yes.
Which is pretty perfect for what we're doing here today. And you said, businesses don't exist, people exist. We are equally mothers, sons, we're a set of values and ethics. We kiss our kids in the morning and pick up dog poo in the afternoon.
That's exactly what we do, isn't it? Because we're people.
I agree.
And the fact that when we start a business or work in a business, that we become a different person is ridiculous. So you're not a businesswoman, that's just part of who you are. You're also a daughter, and you've also got friends. And maybe you support a football team, maybe you give money to charity. They're all part of you. So taking all those bits of you out of what you do between 9 and 5 or whenever you're thinking about your business is absolutely ridiculous. My thought there is we've constructed this idea of business. It's just a piece of paper, really. And what it is the ideas in your head, the ethics in yourself, and the energy that you can put to it to inspire other people, to help them improve their lives because of what you're doing and they want to buy from you.
Yeah, it actually took me from starting the business to only probably about last year to actually realise that I am not my company. My company is something that I love and that I do and that I've created. But for ages, I was the company, and I'd actually forgotten how to have fun in some respects. And the company is all about love and compassion for the customers. And some people I felt a bit scared of talking about love and compassion in business for a while, but actually that's a huge part of what businesses should be about, right? And you've mentioned a little bit about compassion there.
Yeah, it is. And I started off my career as a chartered accountant, and I thought that back then, okay, money is what drives business. That's all that the business is around. It's about making money. I've flipped totally in my journey as an entrepreneur now, is that money is the outcome from living a purpose and delivering something that improves other people's lives. So by improving other people's lives, you can make money. That's the outcome. And use that money to help others and to help your community is how I see our society should be run.
I heard a really good, I think it's a myth from ancient Greece about a guy that got really greedy and ended up eating himself. And I heard someone compare that to businesses when they're taking so much out of people and so much out of the world and the planet. Actually, eventually, they're going to end up consuming themselves, and actually businesses should put back into the world and back to societies and communities.
And that's there's a parable of the goose that laid the golden egg. You kill the goose, you've got no more golden egg. So make the eggs last forever. But you know, it's a very selfish way to look at life and self-centered way to look at your position in life. if you think that the purpose of you being one of 8 billion people on this planet is to make as much money as you you can in the shortest term possible, and forget the impact of that on your children and their generation and everyone else that's living here with you, if you believe that because you get richer they're going to get poorer. This century, this generation of next leaders coming through, like yourself, are not going to stand for that. And I'm kind of the old guy with grey hair talking about this. We're the generation that help perpetuate this idea that we can make money today as much as possible because it doesn't matter about tomorrow. I think that's all going to change when leaders like yourself and your generation come through and start running our businesses and our politics and all of that. Then I believe, we'll have a longer-term view and a more sustainable future.
Yeah, that's incredible. So I know you talk a lot, and your book is all around how we should think like a toddler and think like a kid. And actually, more in my life recently, I've been surrounded by more kids, my friends' kids and kids in my family. And I learned so much from them. I actually just did a little video clip with one of the most emotionally intelligent 10-year-olds I've ever met. And she was talking about the world and humanity. She's a vegetarian. And I learned so much from this 10-year-old about how we should be treating people in the world. How have you lived by the values of a toddler and kind of seeing the world through toddlers' eyes?
Well, I can only see through my eyes, and I can empathise and try and look through others, but my experience is through my eyes. And I fundamentally believe that I'm not me as you see me now. Inside me is this little boy that is 5 years old, that is playful, doesn't respect the rules, thinks anything can happen in the world, nothing is impossible. That's how I think I had the confidence to start a business where the odds were that it would fail and not go anywhere. I had the confidence to build that business and take it in a direction that the experts said, don't do that. Ella's Kitchen is all about organic, so you should have greens and browns and pastel colours as the message because you're saying organic. And I thought, that's rubbish. I think I'm trying to get a toddler and a baby to really want our food, stimulating them with primary colours and bright colours and images and childlike language. That's the way to connect with them. So that little boy within inside me, I think, was the thing that helped Ella's grow. So now when anyone asks me what's the secret of a business like that, I would say it's think like a toddler. Think like you did, each of us, when we were 5 years old, with an imagination and a self-confidence and a sort of free thinking that is unencumbered by cynicism and conformity. And that's the problem that we've got in our society, I think, is that we're herded to conform and to take the individual humanness out of each of us. And if you think about it, our education system, as it is today, was fundamentally put into place just over 100 years ago. And the idea then was to get working class boys basically to a free education so that they could go into the army or into a factory and they could read a map, strip a gun or work a machine all the same.
And it hasn't
changed.
And
it hasn't changed. So when you get a 15-year-old now and has to choose their A-levels or GCSEs even, they're narrowing to a degree. And then you go into a company and you're taught that your bonus is dependent on what you do this year. Not your career, this year. Now, what you do this year might be bad for your career if you play it too safe, and it might be bad for your company if you play it too safe. So we've got to find this individuality, we've got to find experimentation and risk-taking and learn not to conform, because we absolutely won't find the answers to the problems that we've got, personally or society-wise, if we just conform and do what we've done before.
And you have 2 kids yourself. What values, when they were growing up, did you make sure you instilled in them so that they could be the types of people that are going to take our, economy and society forward potentially?
I guess the 2 things around remarkable is inside you, extraordinary is inside you. Find your passion, find it what it is, that little touch paper that ignites something in you that you're really, really passionate about, that you want to go out of way, because that's your life purpose. Now, I reckon I found mine in my sort of 30s, 40s. I hope that they and many more young people can find it in their teenage years so that they can start now to live lives that make us a more sustainable planet, a more fulfilled life. So that's it. You can be remarkable. Find a passion, find what you're doing.
So I know you brought some of your keepsake items with you. I'd love you to tell me a little bit about each of them and why they're so important to you, so that you kept them and you kept them in a box.
Okay.
Pick up the first one, whichever one.
So this actually I keep in my like notebook every day. I take it around with me. So what it is, it's a marriage certificate from 1862, so just over 100 years before I was born, and it's my great-great-grandparents, a guy called John, a lady called Sarah, and it says what their occupation was, and it was farmer, but I know they were labourers. So in Lincolnshire, but the remarkable thing about this is how they signed their marriage certificates. Both of them signed with an X.
Wow.
So both of them were illiterate, and I sort of have seen pictures of their children, so their son, who looks like me, looks like my grandfather, looks like my father, looks like my son, looks like me. And it just really resonates with me, and it was a heart-stopping moment in a way, is what opportunities did they miss that I've had the privilege to have, looking like me, because they couldn't read or write? And what ideas did they have that they never were able to make a reality because they never knew how to take them forward, or they never learnt about the world or what was possible in the world, what was happening. So it makes me very humble to have this, but it also makes me very feel accountable to do something with the privilege that I have. But I keep that. And I sort of, in terms of thinking about people and humanness, that continuum from 150 years ago now to now, they were people. They would have had aspirations and love and heartache and all the sadness and everything that we all can have during our lives. And they're no different than we are today. And that sort of continuum of human beings feeling for other human beings, that nobody alive now will have met those people, but we can still learn from them and we can still imagine what they were like. And if we can do that, pass that into the future, we'll protect the future more for our children. So I keep that with me.
I love you carry it around with you as well.
It's really important to me. Another thing was a book that I was given. So I grew up in Zambia, and Kenneth Kaunda was the president of Zambia at that time, and he had a book out called Letter to My Children, and he signed it here, and it's 1981, which was probably well over a decade before you were even born, but which is deeply depressing to me. But this feels like, when I received this, it feels like, last year. But he wrote a very nice thing, and then he signed it off by "Keep smiling." And I thought, okay, for a politician, I was into politics and stuff, that's a very human thing. But what I do all the time off the back of this is every single email, well, 99% of the emails I write, because sometimes it's not appropriate, I sign off, "Keep smiling." It's not yours truly or regards or whatever, it's "Keep smiling." And I get so many people coming back just saying, "That's made me smile," or "I am still smiling." And that's just a little bit that maybe has changed somebody's day, but it's like my personalness to you, not an email, it's a functional thing. It's a little bit of humanity within a digital device. And I learnt that from him.
So I'm just going to ask you some quick fire questions. How do you have your eggs?
Poached on toast.
Text or WhatsApp?
Ooh, depends. Increasingly WhatsApp, trust it more.
Your favourite country?
Oh, 3. Ireland, England, and Zambia.
Okay, we'll let you have 3. Do you have your toilet paper over or under?
I read somewhere the other day that males have it over and females have it under. So I think ours is over. And then I read a much more intimate thing around toilet paper, which had never crossed my mind before, but actually did make me think. Sheets or scrunch?
Oh,
and
interesting.
I never thought, I assumed everyone do what I do, but
what
apparently
do you
not.
do?
Sheets.
Sheets, okay.
And you?
I sheet too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone does.
Okay, maybe everyone does. That's the most human question I think we've
There we
asked
go.
all day. I'm glad you asked that one. Would you rather receive an email or a letter?
A letter.
Entrepreneurs born or made?
Well, they're both, aren't they? So made.
Made.
Experience makes you. But you need the genes as well.
So both.
So both. We'll cheat with that one.
Who would play you in a movie of your life?
Okay, the easy answer to that, I would say, would be Eddie Redmayne.
Okay.
Because I think he looks a little bit like I looked when I was his age. But a better answer, and much more fun answer, would be Saoirse Ronan or Idris Elba.
Wow. Great answers. Humans are?
Limitless in their imagination, unending in their potential, intrinsically good, optimistic about the future, care about the future, are here to bring opportunity and compassion and ideas to others.
I'm happiest when?
I'm surrounded by my family and I'm doing something that's kind of not normal, that's off-piste.
I'm an entrepreneur because?
Because I saw that business was a great way to change the world, and I believed passionately in the product and services I made, and I could see that it made a difference to lives of others, and it was a fun journey to go on.
The legacy I want to leave behind is?
That he tried to make a difference for his family, for his community, and for the future of the world. God, that's a bit big, isn't it?
What a great
Just
way
tried.
to end such a wonderful interview. So to say thank you, I've got you a little present.
Okay. Thank you.
Wow. I'm going to let you open it, and then I'm going to tell you why. Yeah.
Okay. Why? The best word in the human language. Thank you.
So you once said in an interview we should stop putting our business hats on and put our human hat on instead. So
It's
I got
my
you a
human
hat with human on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Wear the
so
pride.
much for having a chat to me today. It is just so refreshing and amazing to hear about your journey and your story and your views on the world. You totally inspire me. Thank you so much.
Mutual. Thank you.